Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a hidden professional truth about emotional influence, pulling some incredible insights straight from the book Mastering Professional Etiquette. We're going to unpack exactly why some people just effortlessly command respect when the heat is on, while others, well, kind of end up sabotaging their own authority without even realizing it. So think about it for a second. We've all been trapped in one of those high-pressure meetings where things just start to go completely off the rails, right? Which begs a really critical question about leadership. When the stakes are sky high and the tension is literally palpable, who is actually in control? Honestly, it might not be who you think. Now, our instincts often play a little trick on us here. They make us believe that volume equals authority. But look at this stark contrast. While the loudest person in the room might look like they have the power, it's actually the calmest person who's quietly controlling the whole outcome. Influence, as our source points out, isn't about being the loudest voice. Not at all. It is entirely about your emotional control under pressure. Let's get into Section 1, the cost of reacting. Let's break down exactly what happens when a stressful meeting unravels and our emotions take the wheel. Notice this domino effect. It literally just takes one sharp comment, just one, and suddenly voices rise, people start interrupting, and defensiveness spreads across the room like wildfire. And the result? Problem-solving grinds to an absolute halt. People aren't thinking strategically anymore, they're just reacting emotionally to the tension in the air. And here is where credibility drops fast. The source emphasizes that professionals quietly lose respect the exact moment their emotions dictate their public behavior. Because, let's be real, emotional impulsiveness makes your colleagues silently question everything. They start doubting your judgment, your maturity, your stability as a leader, and your basic ability to handle pressure. You see, influence slips away not because you aren't competent, but because of those knee-jerk reactions people just never forget. On the flip side, we humans naturally trust emotional steadiness. During those tense moments, keeping your cool broadcasts something deeply reassuring to the people around you. It signals self-control, high emotional intelligence, and honestly, psychological safety. It proves to your team that you have the maturity and readiness to actually navigate the storm. True professionalism isn't about pretending emotions don't exist, it's refusing to let them hijack the driver's seat. Moving right along to Section 2, a tale of two leaders. Okay, let's look at a super specific example of two different leaders handling the exact same negotiation conflict. Picture the scene. The tension is incredibly thick, and the first leader just snaps, reacting instantly with a dismissive, "This conversation is becoming ridiculous." They blurt it out just to satisfy their own immediate frustration. And man, the fallout is instant. This brilliantly illustrates how the whole room just tightens up immediately. People stop listening openly, defensiveness shoots up, and the environment becomes entirely unproductive. I mean, this leader literally just multiplied the tension instead of resolving it. But now, watch the second leader. Faced with that very same conflict, she doesn't react on impulse. Actually, she just takes a breath, pauses, and calmly delivers this grounded statement. Let's step back for a second and focus on the bigger picture here. It's a total game changer. The result is a complete shift in the room's energy. Because calm behavior actively regulates the space, the emotional pressure drops immediately. Everyone takes a collective breath, relaxes slightly, and bam, the conversation instantly returns to a solution-focused mindset. She completely stabilized the tension. Which brings us to Section 3, the power of the pause. So, the million-dollar question. How do we actually pull off that mental pivot in our own stressful moments? The source suggests making this very specific shift before you react. The next time you feel the heat rising, just pause. Stop asking yourself, what response satisfies my emotions right now? And instead ask, what response protects my credibility long term? Emotionally intelligent pros always think beyond the current moment because they know this hard truth. Temporary emotions can create permanent consequences. You can absolutely use specific solution-oriented phrases to navigate those tricky waters. Keep things like, "Let's clarify the key concern," or "Can we step back and reset the conversation?" right in your back pocket. Saying these things doesn't signal weakness. No way. It signals immense emotional strength. And actively practicing this kind of restraint is exactly how you quietly build rock-solid authority over time. And finally, let's jump into Section 4, true executive presence. You know, people are constantly silently studying your behavior under pressure before they decide how much trust to hand over. We so often think of executive presence as just having a sharp appearance, outward confidence, or being a smooth talker. But actually, True executive presence is defined by maintaining emotional steadiness when situations get genuinely uncomfortable. Calm professionals appear more powerful not because they feel less emotion, but because they manage it so strategically. Mastering professional etiquette goes way, way beyond just external polish. By leading yourself emotionally first, you are actively protecting your influence, your trust, and your long-term professional respect. Honestly, it's the absolute foundation of how people experience your leadership. We're going to leave you with this final, really provocative thought from the source to chew on regarding your own career trajectory. If your emotions keep controlling your professional reactions, are they also controlling your opportunities? It is a huge question to ask yourself the very next time you feel the temperature rising in a room. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and remember, your true power always lies in the pause.